3v3 Angel Gate blue side. Waylander as an Apothecary, fights melee by default, support commander that heals. We have Syne as a big stompy Hive Tyrant, toughest commander in the game by default, bashes through cover, cannot be suppressed and emits a basic synapse. Futurista rounds out the blue team as a Techmarine, Blood Ravens on show. Nice range damage and can put down defensive turrets, tankling with a Kommando Nob. That's Bahamut aeonVIII. Good damage both melee and ranged. Engaging the Techmarine here, tying him up. Infiltrating commander. Throwing a stun bomb, scouts dodge it. Has some nasty tricks too. Azure as a Warlock melee commander. Offensive, has a few spells. Looks like he's going to help out the Orc, is he? Yes, maybe tie up those tacticals, no. Use your fleet, man. He is going after the tactical marines. And MobORats as a Lord General ranged commander has a retinue of stormtroopers to help him out, which you can add to throughout the game. Good defense and support. Taking this building here. No ways to really deal with garrisons this early in the game. Loads and loads of garrisons on this map, buildings all over the place. Usually turns into absolute chaos as all 6 players meet in the center late game, so we'll see how it goes. Syne is pushing early here, trying to decap Red's natural on the south side, Blue have a natural on the west side, and there's a contested VP right up in the top in the northeast. Sentinel on the field for MobORats, tier 1 vehicle that can decap points. We have a flamer on these tactical marines, so we do have a garrison counter early on from Waylander. Lord General comes out to engage him in melee with his sword, also wields a bolt with one hand because of his powerful moustache. Or his augmented armor, I don't know. Here comes some sluggers. Bahamut has double shooter boys, what a surprise. They both have big shooters, do they? Yes, they will do. Triple termagants for Syne in full retreat. Bottom looks like it's going to be blue eventually. Tactical marines using their bolters against that node. Here come Orks though. Scouts hanging back in cover. These barbed wire things are heavy cover, I think, which seems odd since they have tons of gaps in them. So there you go. Techmarine taking loads of damage. He has his mastercrafted bolts. It's a great piece of war gear, I think. Guardian is taking loads of damage here. Get away with a single model. Kommando Nob also gets away. 100 HP of that. Here comes Syne with a bunch of little Tyranids. He's just going to cap. Are we going to see a warrior brew from him with triple termagants? I don't think so. Heavy weapon squad set up for MobORats, covering this power. Looks like these tactical marines burned down some of it. Looters on the way for Bahamut. Waylander went for tactical marines into scouts, running away. Needs to cap up these wreck points. Takes the top for a 2-to-1, 4-4-5, 4-8-8. Shuriken cannon for Azure. I assume he's going to get another one. Scouts just out of range there. Tactical marines just standing out of range. Lord General shooting up the Apothecary. He's just standing there, heals himself. Termagants are suppressed, and here comes Bahamut flanking Syne. Dodges the stun bomb, does he? Yes. Gaunt's forced off. They're going to meet in the center. There's an immolate from the Warlock. Really dangerous for that light infantry, and stick bombs going in. Huge AoE damage potential for red team early on. Apothecary is going to die surely. Warlock finishes him off with a sink kill. Down he goes. Hive Tyrant not engaging, not sure what he's trying to do, and runs away. Guardsmen shooting at him with las guns from the rear too. Good work by red. They can now try and push this power, perhaps even push this power in the corner. 4-2-8, 4-7-5, a 2-to-1 for red team. More scouts for Waylander. Are we going to see a bunch of sniper rifles? We already see 2. So I think this is going to be sniper spam from Waylander at least. Futurista's gone for assault marines. Back at base, doing nothing. And they've taken a node, going to try and decap it here. Snipers taking pot shots. Need to set up, of course. Where is Syne? Here he comes with his Tyranids. Do we have Toxin Sacks on all three termagants? We do. Shooter boys have their Nob leaders, and there's an immolate on those snipers and termagants. Snipers move, Syne just retreats out of it. Ouch. Lord General levels up to 2. Warlock overextended slightly, but there's not much that can damage him. I suppose these snipers can shoot. No. We saw the Warlock healed there. That was from a medipack given to him by the Lord General. Has his Sergeant retinue member which can distribute medipacks. Apothecary is still down. His rec point still uncapped. 2-1 for red team.
Understood.
Tier 2 for MobORats, Tier 2 for Azure, Tier 2 for Syne. Waylander spamming snipers already has 4 scout squads and they're all going to have sniper guns.
An ally's forces are under attack.
Scouts here. War gear deployed.
Our red team going to be able to take this power point? They are. Guardsmen then get a heal from that medipack. For scout snipers, infantry is going to get decimated if we can keep these guys alive. Triple gens and triple gens for red team, so they have 6 generators up. Blue team do have this bottom power though. Getting shot up by Orks. Warlock coming to help out. Syne and Waylander up against MobORats. Don't see any Eldar anyway. Lost his shuriken cannon. I don't think he got anything else in Tier 1. Lord General loses all of his retinue and gets away. Heavy Weapon Squad has its Sergeant, which is that shield you can see, stops them from being knocked down. And they run the hell away. Syne can cap top. He has a zone thrope on the field. Artillery unit doesn't need to set up. Also emits health regen aura. Seen a lot of action in 3.18 since he got a speed buff. Waylander getting more scouts. Futurista also yet to go Tier 2. Not sure why. Has loads of resources. Doesn't have the power, of course. Blue team power starved. Although Waylander's managed to get 4 and another scout squad. He's going to get 5 sniper rifles. Out, stick bombs almost wiping the scouts. Very lucky that one of the members was just off the other 2. Warlock almost taken out by the Techmarine there. 305, 475. Venom Brood hitting the field for Syne. Anti-vehicle unit do a pretty good job at it, and they're getting their range synapse, boosting the damage and health of these triple termagants. Weird Boy on the field for Bahamut. Double warp spiders for Azure. Very nasty ranged infantry that can teleport around. Got engagement at the top. Lord General gets away, chased by Hormigons. Don't have their adrenal glands though, and he goes down. Plasma gun guardsman. Not sure if that was the best idea. All of these scouts are of course light infantry, and most of these Tyranids are. Suppose you can focus down the Venom Brood of them. Heavy Upper Squad setting up. Guardsmen taking tons of damage though. That zone thrope is so dangerous for them. 295, 475. There's a creeping barrage basilisk. Global ability of the Lord General. I think the range synapse keeping those termagants alive there. That could have been very nasty. Kommando Nob being sneaky, a sneaky boy, and decapping Blues Natural. Might even be able to cap it. Weird Boy doing nothing.
Scouts here. Go ahead.
Scouts have zap on them. Sub-commander for Orks, the Weird Boy, has an artillery attack, damage and destructive spells. Tyranids and Ork running around this building, not engaging each other. Where's the Hive Tyrant? He's capping. Has his bonded exoskeleton, so he's going to be very tough. 1400 HP with invulnerability for 9 seconds, I think it is. Level 3. Apothecary is level 1. Futurista's Techmarine level 2. Lord General level 2. Warlock level 2. Kommando Nob fully kitted out, has his special shooter, which is a shotgun. Boom time, and his booby traps, and also of course has stick bombers that he can switch to. Here come the scout blob. Who are they going to shoot at? The Kommando Nob. He wants to get in there and use his shotgun, but he's getting shot to bits and goes down. Hive Tyrant retreating, gets held up by the scouts. Here come the warp spiders, melting scouts underneath those, whatever the hell those guns they use are called. Here come the Tyranid blob, and warp spiders lose the squad very, very quickly. Here comes an Autarch. I assume she's just going to run away after that. And there she goes. Commando squad called down by the Kommando Nob. Usually a tier 3 unit, but he can call them down in tier 2. 2, 4, 5, 4, 6, 8. All players doing reasonably well. MobORats lost his Sentinel, of course. Has a Manticore on the field though, which could be very, very bad news for these triple termagants. And another engagement here. Squishy Eldar getting owned, and here comes a Manticore strike. Syne hasn't noticed. Ouch, termagants dying in droves. He's lost about 5 or 6 models there. Warlock goes down to these snipers. Waylander doing a pretty decent job with them. Unable to control the map with them though. You see the map turning red here. Assault Marines retreat. We have guardsmen with plasma guns in his buildings. Snipers are of course a garrison counter. They can snipe people through the windows. The zone scope will also do a pretty nice job on garrisons. Guardsmen get out of the building, have one look at the Tyranids and get the hell back in. Zone throat's back at base though. Manticore strike again. Syne not noticing and takes it in the face. Lost one of the termagant broods and lost a ton of models, including a venom brood. Lord General has his metal guns, so his retinue also gets them. Hive Tyrant toughing it out with his invulnerability. Not sure why this heavy weapon squad is not firing. Set up incorrectly. Dreadnought on the field for Futurista. Walker vehicle starts off in melee, will inspire nearby allies to more damage. If it kills something in melee, can get a ranged weapon, which he is getting. Will lose its ability to inspire, but gets a pretty nasty ranged anti-infantry weapon. He gets haywire grenaded though, and now tank busters on it. That's not a tank buster, it's the commando squad's leader. No, yes it is. I thought it was the Kommando Nob, but he is back at base. Confused there for a second, but they retreat and ouch. Assault cannon barrage giving Kommando squads, they get 2 members, a 2-to-1 cap for red, 193, 453. Blue team really need to push here, and Syne is going top. Up against a heavy weapon squad, Ravener Brood burrowing in. They have the Devourers today they are, but they need to engage their guys in melee, and they do so. Heavy weapon squad, will they take the building? They're going to try get a heal on the way, thanks to a medipack. Guardians are there helping out, 2 squads of them. No battle equipment, no Warlock, nothing. Ouch, zone throat. Really, really hurts those guys. And again, Azure not paying attention. MobORats trying to point it out to him. Guardsmen retreat. Guardians just get out of there. There's a Manticore strike. Gonna try and hit the VP with it, is he? Hive Tyrant shrugs it off. And the rest of the guys dodge it. Flamer, will it take out the Guardian? No. He can hit these gens though. 163, 453. Lord General's down over here. Fighting over the bottom. Commando squad in there. Very nice range unit. Good DPS. Good abilities. Some disruption in there too. B cannon is being force meleeed by about a million scouts and doesn't go down. There's an immolate. Scouts all run away.
Technology unlock beginning.
Blue team really pushing now. Have a 2-to-1. Here come Guardian. There was a Destructor. Hit the termagants, didn't really do much. Heavy weapon squad. And a Manticore strike. Syne again, not noticing in time. Very lucky that that wasn't positioned a bit higher up. Creeping barrage, which he retreats out of. Blue team hitting red's power in this corner now. Ormagants make pretty decent power bashes if they have adrenal glands, which they don't. MobORats obviously saving for a Baneblade here. Meanwhile, red's map control dwindling. Orc player going top. Bahamut gonna shoot up a Hive Tyrant. Special attack knocks some down. Has his shield up and is now stunned by the weird boy and runs away. Managed to hold him up a little bit. Kommando Nob revives the Lord General, or he might die on retreat here by all these snipers. No, he gets away. Kommando Nob sticking around. What is he doing? Taken out by the snipers. 163, 386, 2-to-1 for blue still. Futurista lost that dreadnought, of course. Syne going tier 3. Red team already there, and MobORats has his Baneblade coming. Apothecary getting shot up. What is he doing? Run away. Retreats very, very late and goes down. Here come the scouts. Must have been microing these guys. There's a foot of gore by the weird boy. Ortok jumps into it and gets stunned. She might die here. Retreating through all of these Tyranids. There's a Manticore strike. Syne notices just in time. Gets away. Futuristas. Tactical Marines have a sergeant. So do his assault squad. Where are these plasma guys? They are at the bottom. Look at the range they have. And blues are stacking power at the bottom here. They have a triple, and 2 more triples. Crazy. 12 generators on the go. Reds by comparison have 3 and a node. They are capping top though. D-Can is setting up in this little alcove. Incredible range this thing has. Here comes the Hive Tyrant. Has his crushing claw. Devastating melee weapon. And walks through the heavy weapon squad with its heavy bolter because he is impervious to suppression and that shield made him invulnerable. Is he going to go down here though? Shot to bits by warp spiders and they will take him out. 151, 351, Avatar on the way for Azure. Baneblade on the field. Battle Wagon on the way for Bahamut. Triple super units for red team. Can they pull this back? They are in a lead, but blue team in the ascendancy, I think, with this ranged blob that Syne has. Double Raveners. More Venom Broods on the way. Double Termagants. Zone Throw. Weird Boy runs away. 143, 351 still, so 1-to-1 cap. Apothecary being very cheeky and capping red's natural. See how close the natural VPs are to the bases. Here comes the Baneblade and it looks like he's going to take it to the top. It's quite a good map for super units because it's quite small. They can get from the base to the center very quickly. Baneblade is very slow. Super unit for Imperial Guard pretty much owns everything at range. You need strong melee to really counter it. Manticore moving up, very vulnerable, heavy artillery. Double cap for blue, will it be a triple? Trying a formation went down up here, missed it. Battle Wagon hits the field, Avatar of Cain hits the field. Super unit for Eldar fights melee buffs. Surrounding infantry, very tough as you'd expect. Battle Wagon got a recent buff, its main zap gun does a lot more damage now. Baneblade coming top. There's a Manticore strike on the scouts. That's devastating. Took out about 5 or 6 models, I think. Still has 4 squads of them. Missile launcher now on these Tactical Marines. Tactical Marines, of course, can switch their specialized weapon at will. Just need to pay for each time. Makes them very versatile. Here comes the Avatar. Has super heavy infantry armor, so you don't need anti-vehicle weapons to take this guy out. But it helps since they are high damage and will be able to hit it consistently since it's large. Chasing the Avatar away here. Footsteps of fire. Hive Tyrant back on his feet thanks to the Apothecary. He's trying to engage the Avatar. Very, very brave Apothecary. Ouch. Would have died in 3 hits there. Heavy turret going down from MobORats. Global ability of the Lord General. Ouch. Baneblade. Demolisher Cannon. Very, very bad news for a blob of Tyranids. Baneblade, a very good counter to the Tyranid range blob, I think. Shoot in the Demolisher Cannon, take out a few Synapse creatures, and you've got very, very hurtful Tyranids. We have another Ravener Brood on the way, good grief. 1, 4, 3, 2, 3, 6 sluggers on Bahamut's team to repair the battle wagon, must be inside it. Need to garrison it with 2 squads for all of its guns to fire. Multi-las turret here. Red team should be able to cap the top. 1, 4, 3, 2, 3, 4 will be a 2-to-1. Guardians put down an energy shield, giving them perfect cover and get behind it, guarding their natural. Battle wagon overextending slightly perhaps. Getting rear arm hits from these Venom Brood.
The enemy is outmaneuvering us.
Here comes Missile Launcher 2 and a Manticore Strike. Doesn't want his own battle wagon. There's the Zap Gun. Guys were already in retreat. Might have finished them off if they weren't. Battle wagon moves off. Got a nice look at what the enemy had. Blue team now pushing Red's natural thanks to Syne.
An allied's forces are under attack.
Stein's done a decent job, I think, being aggressive, giving the scouts a wall of bodies in front of them. Here comes the battle wagon, Death Roller. Tyranids exploding in its path. Synaptic shock, knocking down and damaging non-synapse creatures when a synapse creature dies. Now a 1-to-1. Where is the Avatar? It's camping out at top with the Baneblade and an upgraded Heavy Tyrant. Plasma's still at the bottom. Tactical Marines idle at the bottom too. 2 D cannons for Azure.
We are losing a requisition point.
Ridiculous range. Battle wagon needs repairs. Melter gun on the Techmarine now. Also has signal armor. Doing quite a lot of damage to that Avatar, and this Tyranid blob really hurting Avatar, down to half health already in melee with an Apothecary. Apothecary toughing it out, and Avatar moves off. Ouch. Big zap shot, and Demolisher Cannon misses everything. Not sure what these Tactical Marines are doing. Get a missile shot off and get away. Hive Tyrant also running out there. 1, 0, 2, 2, 3, 4. Land Raider Redeemer on the way for Waylander. Here's a Manticore Strike. Largely avoided, but that's a nasty zap gun shot. Scouts all have their sergeants and they're infiltrated. So many resources spent on these scouts now. 2-to-1 for Red. Haven't been able to deal with these super units. There's a Melter Bomb on the Baneblade. That's a dead Baneblade, I think. Just as I say that, they take out the Baneblade. MobORats now has a Guardsman Squad and a Manticore, and that is it. Almost has enough resources for another Baneblade though. Lord General has his Commissar retinue member giving him that shield. Able to tank these Tyranids. And there's a Manticore strike out. That would have been very, very nasty if we didn't retreat there. Avatar's getting stuck in. Again, the Apothecary being very brave. Wailing Doom. Tyranids to move away just in time. Avatar needs to leave. Here comes a las cannon moving up for Futurista. And now some nasty creeping barrage. Predator on the field for Futurista 2. Took a lot of damage from something. These D cannons, I think. And was taken out, in fact. Look at the range. 58, 2, 3, 4 blues hanging on. Top being taken by the Kommando Nob. Warlock also up there. Here comes the battle wagon. What are blue gonna do? MobORats suggesting he is getting a second Baneblade. Apothecary trying to revive his battle brother and does. Land Raider Redeemer on the field for Waylander. Super unit for Space Marines allows reinforcement, transport and retreat. Pretty decent in battle too. Zapgun dodged. Here come the Tyranids again. Have an Autark battle wagon and 2 turrets to deal with. We have booby traps from the Kommando Nob set up on that VP. Meanwhile, here comes Waylander to help out, does he? Not much he can do against the battle wagon. Only the missile launcher of the tactical marines can scratch it. Battle wagon proved to be pretty decent in this game for Bahamut. MobORats has his second Baneblade on the way. Can they take out this turret? I think it has vehicle armor, so those venom birds will make short work of that thing. And down it goes. Battle wagon still hanging around. Uses the death roller. Can he get in amongst those Tyranids? He does. That's nasty. And forces a full retreat. Hive Tyrant can cap though. Wailing Doom. I missed what it did. The Assault Marines in trouble here. Jump away defensively. No, they jump into the Guardsmen. Down to a single member. Azure has double Rangers set up. And double D cannons. That's a dead Assault Marine squad. Drop pod just too late to reinforce them. Here's the second Baneblade. 38 phase 203. A double cap for blue. Can they pull this off? MobORats has lost so many things. No Ogrins has gone for his second Baneblade. I think, I don't know. If they took out one, they can take out another, and they now have a Land Raider. These snipers will do decent damage to the Avatar. Wailing Doom on Land Raider will largely shrug it off at this point. Orbs of the Omnissiah disrupting the Baneblade so it can't do anything. Techmarine doing a really good job with that melter gun, now in melee with an Avatar though, not where he wants to be. Ouch. Stuff was gibbed. That last cannon takes out the Baneblade. That was a very, very quick Baneblade loss. Terminator's called in by Futurista, who only has a plasma cannon and Terminators. Techmarine taken out by the Avatar. Avatar's gonna die though, surely. And here's an orbital bombardment. I think that was from Futurista, I'm not sure. That got a lot of Eldar. Let's see how much damage it does with them retreating. Pretty respectable amount, considering you can shoot them while they do that. Here's the Tyranids formation. That building's going to go down. What else is he going to take out with it? Hits looters with their beamy death gun, which does crazy vehicle damage and wipes them out. 20 plays 187. Here comes the battle wagon. Avatar is still alive, healing up at base. Can't believe he made it out of there. Melter gun shooting the rear armor of the battle wagon there. Gonna get hit by the plasma cannon too. Ouch, that was a nice hit. Terminators trying to force melee with their power fist. They only have a single model remaining. Need to be very careful with this guys. Battle Wagon taken out by the plasma cannon, leveling it to 3. But double sluggers get out and finish off the Techmarine, then take a very nasty hit from that plasma cannon. Good grief. He just run the hell away. Took out about 10 models, I think. Commando squad level 3 now have their Nob leader who has a rocket launcher. Is a Eldritch Storm and a Foot of War. Very nice synergy there. 2-to-1 cap for blue. Can they pull this off? Futurist has a plasma cannon and nothing else, and that's in retreat. Techmarine is up though. Lord General trying to cap top. Baneblade number 3 on the way. Hive Tyrant with his very scary crushing claw is going to try and scare off the Lord General. Double Rangers retreat. Kommando Nob, is he going to get taken out? He's level 6 and is taken out by a fragmentation grenade. Warlock's level 10 here. Lord General's level 7 runs away from the Hive Tyrant, lost his retinue members. Hive Tyrant pops invulnerability and caps. Hive Tyrant's level 4, Apothecary's level 6, has combat stims and his sanguine chainsword, so there's a lot more tanky now. Futurista Techmarine level 7. Melter Gun, Signum and Orks. Here comes a Carnifex for Syne. Has a Barbed Strangler, very nice weapon. Huge AoE damage to all targets. And suppressors, of course. There's a Wrath of Cain. Here come a Nob squad from Bahamut. Engaging that Carnifex. Carnifex doesn't want to get involved. Can't really stand to Nobs in melee, especially with Barbed Strangler and not Thornback. Scouts camping out near this Land Raider, which will regenerate their health and allow them to reinforce. Here comes the Avatar. Will we see a Wailing Doom on them? Baneblade number 3 on the field for MobORats. A single cap for blue. 20 plates 84 is so close. Out. Grenade launchers out the front of the Land Raider, giving a bunch of stuff there. Here comes the Warlock, level 10. Over 1100 HP and no armor upgrade. Scouts dying in droves. Is this a drop pod? I think it is, to reinforce those scouts. Hits them in the face and then reinforces them. Good play by Waylander. Avatar trying to finish off this Land Raider with the Baneblade's help. Baneblade doesn't seem to be shooting at it though. More B cannons on the way for Azure. Avatar chasing the Land Raider. Land Raider is so slow. Has help from Tyranids. What's happening at the top? You have a Librarian trying to cap it here. Land Raider surely going down. Baneblade Demolisher Cannon on those Tyranids. They are saved by the drop pod. It hit the drop pod. Land Raider taken out by the Avatar. Avatar surely going to go down. There's a creeping barrage. Might save the Avatar. No, Avatar goes down. Baneblade, the only super unit alive now. Third one. MobORats has got, seems to have got little else in this game. I remember a Manticore, I remember a Sentinel sometime in the distant past, and a couple of Guardsman squads, and that's it. I think 1 or 2 Ogren squads really would have helped against these Tyranids. Though I suppose against 4 or 5 scout squads, Ogrins would have really got hurt, and they just got really hurt themselves from that Demolisher Cannon. Baneblade's gonna die. How many times do you see 3 Baneblades go down? Futurist, of course, GG. A triple cap for blue, and I think it is GG. And there's the game for blue. Insane match. MobORats, 3 Baneblades out, 3 Baneblades down. Avatar went down. Battle Wagon went down. Waylander's scouts did very well. Look at them, all level 4. Syne did very well too. Futurista held the bottom for blue team. Thanks for watching, guys. I'll see you next time.